some news. My name is Mike B, aka Fony. Today's date is February 5th, 2021. Starting to remember that it's 2021. I keep on putting, I actually went through and I went and categorized a whole bunch of files, all like photography stuff, and I didn't realize till I was done that I labeled them all 2020. So now they're mixed in with all of my 2020 work. I have to go back and dig them out and label them 2021 because I'm an idiot. So anyways, it's news time. Time is 3:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm joined here by Chat. By Doge. Bye, Doge. It's not over. We can keep going. Hold those bags. Hold those bags. Hi, Elon Musk. Please tweet this thing for us so we can get some movement on it. And then he tweets and nothing happens. That's the best part. So today and this week, we've actually had several weeks in consecutive order that we've had GameStop. First off, news, period, but also GameStop news. And we have some today. We're basically, I feel like we're kind of capping off this whole saga. It's like a trilogy, right? In this trilogy, right? So now that this is kind of like the end, you know, and as we get in most trilogies, towards the end, you kind of introduce all these side characters that kind of have their own spin-offs, right? And so today, in the final installment of this trilogy, we have these other news stories that we're going to introduce that might evolve into stories in the future, or they could just be one-off stories that we never talk about again. Kind of like real trilogies, like in movies and shit. See? So today, we're going to start with GameStop. Specifically, with our number one buyer of the week. Our number one loser of the week. Linus. So Linus. Well, let's go ahead and just let Linus explain it to you guys.
Okay, so I have interesting news for you. How hard is it to transfer money into that account?
I don't know. I would have to look into that because I've only done it once ever.
Okay, cool. So I need you to put about $50,000 US in that account.
What?
I need you to put about $50,000 US in that account because we need to invest in GameStop. No, we actually have to now though because the community gave me money for it. Yeah, so what I said was that I would take all the super chats for the show today and I would match them and that I would take that number times 5. And I have since capped it. I capped it, so I was actually very responsible if you think about it.
You know that they shut down certain like buying. I haven't been following the GameStop.
I know,
but I know that they put restrictions on buying that stock. So how are we even going to do that?
No, we can here. We can in Canada. So anyway, I've committed it at this point.
Fast forward a little bit.
Ruining rich people, whatever. I don't know, bad people.
That's fair, but here's another way of thinking about it. Okay, when the stock falls, which it inevitably will, that money will go to all the small retail investors who cash out. So it kind of helps people in need if you think about it. Love you.
I will talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
I will talk to you later. Let me go ahead and show you where Linus bought. I'm going to pull up this graph. So Linus bought right about here. Probably maybe right around here, probably right around here, right? That's, if you can't see, it's $316.56. You probably bought a little bit lower than that, actually. Probably more, maybe we'll just say $270. We'll say $270, right? At no point throughout the week did it ever get back up there. It capped off today at $63.77 as of 4 p.m. He has followed up and said, let me see. So here's his initial tweet where he says, following up on my commitment to buy $50,000 in GameStop stock if the community dared me, I bought $20,000 throughout the day and put $20,000 in other WSB Fuck you, stocks. AMC and BCRX. Then GME fell 30% today for a total of $5,000 in losses. So I bought 10,000 more. I'm done now. Diamond hands. He says, the above is not investment advice. I am just a dumb ape doing what I said I do on a dare. Also, I just like the stock. And so he follows up again a few days later. He told the internet he would do it. He said, if my wife and I competed to see who could hold the most expensive bag, I win. By every other possible measure, I am losing. And I know this is hard to read. I'm going to pull out a little bit here. But you can see here, he has, so it's at $90. This is at $90 as of February 3rd, 12:51 Pacific Standard Time. So this is not even closing today. Okay, this is it's still got lower than this. And he had already lost $19,603. Market value of $9,900. Book cost $30,000. This is $30,000 that he put into it right there. Chat tried to let him off the hook at 20K, but he was like, no, I said 5x, so it's 50K. God, he shouldn't have done that. I don't know why he did that. I mean, it bought him a top slot on LSF, so I guess there's something there. There's some kind of value there because he got some good promotion out of it. Good for tax returns. I guess if he needed to lose money up front for the year, just do it. But the biggest capital loss, according to this gentleman on MSNBC, is, and I'll play this whole clip for you guys because this man's got a point.
Maybe you're learning here. Maybe it's fun, fine. Maybe it's a movement, but be prepared to lose 80 to 90% of it. And if it's still worth it, then have at it. But the biggest loss of capital here will be the human capital of young men who are sitting and staring at their phone and watching the price of Bitcoin or the price of AMC. And ask yourself, would you be better off taking that 1, 2, or 3 hours a day and working out, trying to form relationships with mentors, with romantic relationships, with people at work, getting great at something so you can be the person on the other side of the trade? The greatest loss in capital here is from young men who are more prone to gambling addiction, who don't understand the markets. I think we are setting ourselves up similar to how there's a ton of young women out there who became very depressed by sitting in their rooms looking at Instagram. Self-cutting and self-harm skyrocket. I think you are going to see an explosion in young male depression, and I think a lot of it is going to be reverse engineered to apps that convince you you're part of a movement or physically addict you to your phone. Ask yourself, would your time staring at Robinhood be better spent somewhere else? That is the real capital destruction that is taking place here.
Oh, man. This is the real capital loss here. Is these men, not women, by the way. Women aren't buying stock. This is a man's game. Sorry, women are no girls allowed here. Only men trade stocks. Only men do cocaine. What the fuck? Everything about this is just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. It's just desperate. Please let go of these stocks. Please stop doing this. He's right. It could be invested somewhere else, but I choose where my hours go. That's right. It's also a pandemic. We're not really going out and doing anything. And a lot of us have, not a lot of us, but some of us have an extra, at the time, $30 laying around to invest in something, right? So you put $30 in, see what happens. Even if it got to $100, people are like, you know what? It's $100. One guy said it's $100 and $10, like basically is no money. Like I have fucking no money in my account at all times. I'm not going to miss $100 because every other time I run out of money in my bank account, I sit around, I fucking play video games and I eat ramen until the next payday. Like that was an actual quote. And this guy's just like, oh, they're going to be depressed because of gambling, all that. Just shut the fuck up. Give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a fucking break. Women too smart to get women are too smart to get into this cesspool. That's the real truth right there. Women are just an analogy using Instagram for him. Yeah. I actually thought when he went to Instagram, when he went the women route, with women sitting at home, I thought he was still relating that to the pandemic because we saw an explosion on OnlyFans. And so while I was watching and he was like, you know, women sitting at home, I was like, oh my God, he's going to say that women go on OnlyFans because they're depressed. Like, because that would have made his comment so much more hilarious and oh man. So yeah, anyways, so Robinhood CEO, if you guys remember, Robinhood did block people from buying the stock. And then they were like, well, no, you could buy one stock. You can buy one stock. but just one. But you were allowed to sell as much as you wanted, and it kind of caused a huge stink. We covered it extensively last week. So Robinhood CEO is expected to testify before U.S. House Committee on February 18th. So this is something you might want to watch. So February 18th, tune your TVs or whatever to or YouTube, CNBC, whatever. I think CNBC streams like the actual like the whole thing to whatever to watch this. It might actually be streaming on Twitter too. This might be one of the most watched committee meetings ever. Robinhood was one of the many that stopped buying. Yes, but most of them stopped any kind of transaction. They just stopped supporting the stock. Robinhood specifically. This is the thing that we need to separate here, right? Is that Robinhood specifically allowed you to sell but not buy, and in effect controlling the flow of the market. That's the problem. If they locked it out completely, then they wouldn't be in hot water. They'd probably be like, oh, well, we blocked it because we can't afford whatever, and that would have been it. But the fact that they allowed them to sell was a huge problem. Yeah, and he's just don't lie about the fact that you don't have the cash to support it. Yeah, that's right. He went and he did a bunch of interviews saying that he didn't, that they had no liquidity issues, and turns out they got a huge influx of money, like the next day or whatever. So it's just it's also they only stopped buying smaller accounts. Their big corporate accounts could buy all they wanted. Yep. So yeah, there's going to be some interesting questions being levied towards this guy. The original Wolf of Wall Street, the guy who wrote the book that actually later became the movie, actually came out and he said, we're not going to watch the video, and he said that Robinhood's future is toast. This is Jordan Belfort, and he says he's the one that wrote the Wolf of Wall Street, I think it's the name of the book, and the film later on, Leonardo DiCaprio. We've all seen the memes lately. Like if you went through this past 2-3 weeks without seeing a Leonardo DiCaprio Wolf of Wall Street meme, like I don't know where you're at. Like you must just not be on the internet. So yeah, this is this. I mean, it's damning. Like Robinhood did some fucked up shit, and it really shows that you're not in control of the free market. You don't have access to the free market, and so it's very damning for them, especially considering that they do plan on eventually going public, and it's just a bad look. Let me see. Oh, what is update on Robinhood? Oh, what is this? Some let me take a look here. Let's take a look. The longest link ever. See, Robinhood reportedly, this is 29 January. This is 20 games without permission from traders. No. This is not. So no, we didn't cover this last week because this is all just hearsay in some cases, and also this was something that they specifically said they could do because you were trading on margin. So yeah, that was to me that was a non-story to be included in this. That was from last week. But thank you, Himes, appreciate it. Almost hit my red alert button. Thought it was some breaking news. Yeah, Robinhood's just not looking very, very good right now. Like there's a lot of small investors that if Robinhood played their cards right this time around, right? Like throughout this whole thing, and they have all these new all these new subscribers and everything, when Robinhood IPO eventually became public, or IPO, whatever, so they could have basically captured a lot of people who were like, oh man, I love Robinhood. I used Robinhood to buy all this stock and traded. And yeah, maybe they had to freeze on buying and selling GME stock because they didn't have liquidity. Now they do. Now they're publicly traded. Now I'm going to buy stock to support the company. Well, now people aren't going to buy the fucking stock. You know why? Because they don't like the stock. Other people that are going to be grilled in the government. It says, in an interview with Cheddar, Rep. Maxine Waters says, she's the head of the House Financial Committee, says she wants Keith Gill, aka Deep Fucking Value, to testify in the upcoming hearing on the GameStop trading frenzy. Gill began posting on Reddit about GameStop stock in 2019. She also says Robinhood CEO plans to testify. Yes, so other famous names you're gonna see entered into the congressional record. Please state your name officially for the record and your username, Deep Fucking Value. So this a lot of people are like, I mean, you got people on both sides of this right now. This is some people looking at this like they're trying to find a patsy. They're trying to find somebody to take down over this and blame. Deep Fucking Value Like we went through his threads, I think on stream, his old threads where people were calling him just stupid. They're using different words, but they were just calling him stupid and dumb and silly. and he was just like, I think it's gonna happen. This is like 2019. Like, he didn't organize a take on the market, in 2019. He just YOLO'd a bunch of money into stocks, and people do this shit all the time on WSB. WSB has definitely changed a lot now. They got 8 million more users. But this was a regular occurrence, people YOLOing on stocks. And so this guy did all of this due diligence. He put it all out there. He's like, this is why I think it's going to be good. And all this stuff is on record. Like, all this stuff exists, like, on Reddit. So he has videos, tons of videos where he just talks about it. Have you watched? I don't know if any of you guys actually gonna watch any of his videos, right? It's a Raging Rabbit, Raging Bunny, or something like that on YouTube. I watched one of them, and I was like, and you know what? He was talking about how he has an Excel sheet where he goes through and he just kind of like just organizes his stocks so he keep track of things. And I was so inspired. I went and I made this fucking Excel sheet, all these formulas, all this shit, and then I never touched it. Like, I put the whole thing, I put all of my I transferred all of my data and everything from Robinhood into it, right? And I was just like, oh, this is amazing. And then I never touched it. Like, he inspired me to do something I was never gonna do. I think he's a good guy. So I would love to see them try to take this guy down, because the fucking internet would lose their shit. This man is a saint. And fucking lucky. God damn. Also, you guys are gonna love this. He has an entry in Wikipedia, literally /wiki/deep fucking value. What I love about this is it says a request that this article title be changed to Keith Gill Investor is under discussion. Please do not move this article until the discussion is closed. So he has his own I mean, there's sightings and references and everything here, and he's he's part of history now. Roaring Kitty, there, I just saw it somewhere on here. Roaring Kitty, deep fucking value. Roaring Kitty, I fucking love it. I fucking love fucking internet. It's so good. Declan needs to edit. No, oh god, no. Declan wikis, no, never again. So, like I said, Robinhood did on the 5th. They did lift the limit on buying stocks. I mean, the damage was done. Like, the platform where they said previously at least half of their user base owns at least one GME stock. Well, they stopped them from being able to buy more than the one. You couldn't buy any more. Like, even if you had 5,000 stock in Robinhood, you could not buy one more. You just couldn't. And so your only option was to sell. And so now the market's been it's been tamed, right? The money, the stock has gone down artificially, really. Now they're letting you buy however many you want, which is ridiculous. But this has predicted this. There's gonna be a Simpsons episode that someone's gonna dig up. They'll be like, "Whoa, look, here it is." Did you guys see this? So there's this moderator. He's one of the one of the original mods of Wall Street Bets, who is basically AFK forever. There's a lot of drama. You can't read it on Wall Street Bets because it gets removed. But there's a lot of drama here that I'm not going to dive into. But apparently, once all this shit... What is this ugly ass sweater? It looks like you're wearing a backpack and you're not. But anyways, apparently, some of the dormant mods... original mods, OG mods, once they saw that there was, money to be made, they came back and started cashing in on all this stuff. And so this guy, the founder of Reddit's Wall Street Bet, sold rights to his life story to a production company known for backing Wonder Woman and other hit movies. Maybe I'll get to go on the red carpet, he said. It's the Wall Street Journal reporting this. And even the comments is, wow, Jartek is believed to be a scammer, dude. Your team really needs to do a long form. So you guys really didn't do your homework with this one, did you? The equivalent, I like this one. It's my favorite. It said the equivalent of asking the first Twitter user their life story instead of Jack Dorsey. Yeah. There are other films being proposed, apparently. Noah Centineo has been cast in an untitled film about the Wall Street chaos from GameStop's stock skyrocketing due to Reddit. It will be released by Netflix with Mark Bull in talks to write the script. What? Like, what are we gonna write about? Like, who is this gonna be deep fucking value story? Because that's what it really should be. Is this a 10? Yeah, is this a 10-minute film? Yeah, exactly. I don't. What are they even gonna talk about? It's ridiculous. Yeah, so I like the stock. Are they gonna keep all the memes? Here's the real question: are they gonna keep all the terminology that WSB uses on a regular basis? Are they to keep that? Because it's not authentic if you don't. 10 episodes of a stock ticker? Jeez, a drama, yeah. I was totally AFK during the whole thing. Yeah, so just so you know, these are two different stories. Like, on one side, there's nothing I could find that links the two together. Where this story that Netflix is looking at is the same movie that the other guy sold his life rights to. So apparently we're gonna have more than one Netflix documentary, or not Netflix, but just documentary, biopic, whatever, movie. Can't use terminology here. Twitch might ban. Yeah, for reals. Zero possibilities actually makes it to production. Yeah, exactly, crime. Like, there's just so much work involved with just spinning up a picture, right? Like a movie picture or any kind of biopic or documentary. If you weren't already filming it while it was happening, like, just don't even bother. I could see a short documentary biopic, like a 45-minute or something like that, for deep fucking value, because he has so much video content that already exists online, and it'd be really easy to go and just film a bunch of B-roll or a bunch of interviews and everything of him and other people that may have been involved. Then you stack together a whole bunch of news reports and of all this stuff happening, and then you figure out your angle. Like, what's your angle? That CNBC basically lied about all these people, that all these positions, Citrion, pulling out of short market. Like, you can make it on him maybe, but it's like 45 minutes tops though. They made that's true. God, Inferno, they did make an emoji movie. They just take clips of your news. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, people everywhere were talking about it. If they more things happen in the future, which changes laws and the whole trading world of next year, there may be a story then. True. Yep. If they if all that stuff happens, we'll know more after the 18th. What's the 18th? I highly recommend, if you can make time, or just watch Twitter. Just pay attention to Twitter for anything coming out of that's not next Friday, that's 2 Fridays from now, sorry, or 2 Thursdays from now, but if anything comes out from that, like, keep an eye out for it, because you're looking at potentially things happening because of this. So somebody did make money in games though. Do you know who?
Oh shit, it's Randy.
That's right. It's Randy. Gearbox has been bought by Embracer Group. Previously, that was a new one. You guys like that?
Oh shit, it's Randy.
Previously known as THQ Nordic. So Embracer Group, in 2016, I think they changed their name to Embracer Group, and they threw down $1.3 billion fucking dollars for Gearbox. So fuck Randy. Yeah. So if you're not familiar, Embracer Games, obviously previously THQ Nordic, obviously. Coffee Stain Studios, you guys probably know this name. Saber Interactive. There's a couple other. There's a ton. Actually, hold on, I actually have the list here. It's a lot. Like, this is a pretty big group in terms of like how many subsidiaries they have. Just try to name some that I recognize. Rare Earth Games I recognize. Let's see, Coffee Stain Studios, of course. Gearbox Publishing Software and Studio. Thinking Ape. Let's see, Flying Wall, Warhorse, Studio 4A Games, Mad Head Games, New World Interactive. We know. Bugbear Entertainment, we know, obviously all this, everything underneath THQ Nordic, which is already really big. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff that they are they're picking up. You will be a symbol Embracer. Yes, embrace. So yeah, this is a pretty big deal if you work for Gearbox. They've been under fire for basically everything, especially Randy. Fucking Randy. So it says that the initial purchase price, so this is how the deal went down. So the initial purchase price was 363 million, half in cash and half in Embracer shares, with a further $1 billion to be paid, $360 million shares and the rest in cash, if Gearbox are able to hit the, quote, agreed financial and operational targets in the next 6 years. So, while they're purchased for an agreement of $1.3 billion, a whole billion of that is pending they can meet some whatever certain terms that they are currently hashing out. Did they buy them to get a hold of Randy's magic videos? They wanted the secret. So formerly of Gearbox Studios will be trending on LinkedIn in 2 weeks. Oh God. I mean, but that's the thing, right? When you have to meet these goals, you're gonna have to make changes, whether it's you are announcing, so Borderlands 4 confirmed, right? Or you're announcing, or you're needed to cut in terms of like labor or something to trim the fat and then hire on a bunch of cheap labor in order to get your product out. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, because that's the kind of moves that you're going to see if they feel like they're not going to meet their target, because $1 billion is a lot of money. They have 6 years to do it, but it takes a long time to develop a game. So what they might do is maybe instead of putting all their was it eggs in one basket, and go like balls deep on Borderlands 4, they might start to branch out and try other things and Borderlands 4, but you'll see this attrition where they're going to fire a bunch of people that make too much money, right? Too much money, and then hire in a bunch of like just entry-level folks to take their positions, to cut money that way, and then spread that labor out in order to get multiple projects spinning and rolling. So yeah, this is something to keep an eye out for. But I mean, on the surface, I mean, even 2K Publishing said that this has no effect on their publishing deal, so they're not losing in that regard. I mean, for the most part, because of Borderlands, like 2K has become synonymous with Gearbox over the years. Like you don't really see those names separate when it comes to games, because they use them so much. So this is this right now, it's like, this is good, right? I mean, from a game company perspective, like this is great. Like they're gonna make some money. They're gonna, Randy's gonna buy I don't know, more secure thumb drive or something. I don't fucking know. And then they're gonna get Borderlands 4 spun up. Of course, they're gonna get Borderlands 4 and 5 and 6 out within the next 6 years. Absolutely. And Borderlands Mobile and Borderlands this. Oh man, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff, because they have to hit those targets, and $1 billion is $1 billion. It's $1 billion. So ship it all to India. I mean, maybe. Everyone is buying everyone in games right now. It's true. Even in China, Tencent doing the same thing. I mean, Tencent does it here too. But yeah, I mean, there's this grab that's been happening for several years between a lot of these big companies, and we see with Embracer Group. Embracer Group is just the more recent one that we've all become aware of because of purchases like Gearbox, because everybody knows Gearbox and Borderlands. Tencent, we know Tencent because they have their hands in basically everything. And there's another group out there, can't remember the name, but yeah, there's companies that are just kind of moving to try to grab as much property as they can to diversify their portfolio a little bit. Borderlands BR confirmed. Nah, that's not the new thing. I don't even know what even is the new thing. We haven't had like a new hot trend lately. People have been like resting on their laurels. I feel like I still hear about Call of Duty Zombies, right? It's like, well, I mean, like Call of Duty Zombies has been around for like 20 fucking years. I still hear about Fortnite, and it's like, well, Fortnite also has been around for 20 years. Like I feel like there's been little pop-ups with these little, like maybe like the what is that Dota chess shit or whatever it's called. What is it called? God damn it. I can't remember. Borderlands Among Us? No. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would say like maybe those community game auto chess. Thank you. Yeah, auto chess kind of popped up a little bit and kind of took a little bit of limelight, but this hasn't really taken off. Yeah, I haven't really seen anything that's really take the scene by storm except for Among Us. And well, Fall Guys too, but Fall Guys kind of fell off pretty quick. That was like auto chess. Fall Guys was like auto chess. And now we have Among Us, which is like, I feel like it's just ever present. Like it's still got legs. Like it's still got legs. It's still going crazy. Well, we're still playing it. We have a channel like that gets crazy action. And of course, we love it. So like, what is the next sus like? That's what we're calling. That's the channel's name, by the way, if you didn't see it. Yeah, what's the next sus like that we're gonna see come out? Because that's the one that people should be trying to top. I don't know how they do it, honestly. But Auto Battler. Well, games that you won't see coming out though anytime soon. Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 anytime in 2021. Now, remember, it's still the very beginning of 2021. So, this is going to be a long time. Now, they might under promise, over deliver on something, but you know, they said that Activision Blizzard said in an earnings call on Thursday that neither game is expected to be released in 2021 and no release window is given. It says they reported a news release the company did make. They've made significant progress on the development titles for other key intellectual properties, which the company expects to fuel further growth in 2022 and beyond. And yes, there is BlizzCon Line happening this month, I think. So we'll watch it. I think it's the 21st or something. I can't remember, but I'm sure it's something we'll probably watch in 2 weeks. Yeah. We'll probably watch that, and just to see what they're gonna do. Yeah, we're probably gonna get maybe an official release for Diablo Mobile. We'll probably get BC Classic. I'm sure we'll probably get. I mean, it's too soon for a WoW, like a retail thing. So, oh yeah, Diablo 2 remaster. Yeah, we'll get Diablo 2 remaster for sure. It's gonna be a lot of old games. Overwatch, though, Overwatch 2 is just single player. It's just a campaign. It's just story. I'm surprised that it's taking them so long to do it, considering, I'm not saying they're using the same assets or anything like that, but like Overwatch 1 still looks good. And I don't know how they're developing Overwatch 2 and how they plan on doing all this stuff. I know there's probably a lot of like story and all this stuff that they need to get voiced and get all this shit happening. I think of it in terms of like Mass Effect, right? Where there's like millions of lines of voice that need to be recorded. Obviously not as much in a single player standard RPG, but I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of like interactions or something that you could influence, but maybe have side missions or something. I don't know. It could be just be a linear RPG, straight linear, which would be kind of boring. I feel like that'd be kind of boring. I don't know. Until we get more about Overwatch 2, it's hard to really judge anything about it. It just feels like, man, that's a long ass time. It's take a long, like, did they even start it when they pimped it like 2 years ago? Didn't they just buy a studio to make the D2 remake? Then it would still be a while. Yes, that's true. They did just purchase a studio recently for that. So it says exclusives on the call said Activision Blizzard had another remastered title in the works, probably Diablo 2. And it says, it says seemingly in the vein of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. A remaster of Blizzard's Diablo 2 is reportedly in development, which could tide Diablo fans over until 4 is released. Blizzard also has mobile spin-off of the game development Diablo Immortal, which we already talked about. So, they've been a part of Activision for a decade, right? Yeah, but I guess they moved the team to work. We talked about on news 2-3 weeks ago. So they moved a group over. I don't remember the name, but they moved the group the group over to focus exclusively on developing Blizzard titles, like Blizzard IP. Previously, they had make the Vicarious Visions. Thank you, Donis. Previously, they were developing their own games and everything, their own IPs, but they're taking them, they're using them for the purpose of doing the Blizzard campus team's bidding, basically, and focusing on those Blizzard IPs. I like to say, and I firmly believe that Activision Blizzard's the same thing, but I understand the concept of like having an umbrella that houses certain IPs, right? Like you wouldn't call Call of Duty a Blizzard game when you talk about the Blizzard IP umbrella, right? You would refer to that as Overwatch, StarCraft, Heroes, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch, stuff like that. So, As long as it's not another Warcraft 3 remaster. Man, you know, every time I think about that, every time it's mentioned, I'm like, wow, did that get released yet? That's how much of an impact that had. And it was so sad what happened. Speaking of sad trombone sounds, I wish I had a sample for this. Bwah, 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 bwah. Google is shutting down its in-house Stadia game development studios. So they are going to be, as it says refocusing its streaming service, primarily focus on just the publishing of their, or not, well, publishing, but basically hosting as a platform games that could be streamed, but not developing their own. And the quote here, they say, as part of that change, the company is shutting down both its Los Angeles and Montreal game studios, both of which existed under the Stadia Games Entertainment banner. Google says that, quote, most of the Stadia Games Entertainment team will be moving on to new roles. But Jade Raymond, the Ubisoft and EA industry veteran that led Stadia studio teams, will be departing the company entirely. So it says most of the people will be stepping in and filling those roles. Filling other roles, sorry. You know, but there's going to be layoffs. Like there's going to be layoffs, of course. It's not like Google just has that many openings just available for people with whatever skill set was in, whatever skill set they have, they applied to game dev, right? And by that, I mean, you know, were they project managers? Were they, you know, graphic design? Were they PR? You know, like those kinds of things I could see them like finding a place for, but how many spots do they have open in Google, you know, as a whole, ABC as a whole, or Alphabet as a whole, where they could just absorb those people. So there's going to be people falling out of this company for sure. But it's also, you know, it's like, yeah, I see a lot of slash shocked Pikachu, right? Yeah. I mean, Google Stadia, it didn't really have any splash, you know, and it was 100% their own fault, right? Like, obviously, we in the games community and culture, we're typically pretty hesitant at accepting new consoles, any kind of new technology. You know, we're a little hesitant. It's like, right? Especially when it's being launched as like we got a new like the Ouya, and of course like Google Google Stadia, but they didn't they had no exclusive titles. They were supposed to be releasing like new titles and porting new titles like constantly. They weren't really keeping up with it. Like their promotional arm was just dead. You know, they had like nobody really pushing the Google Stadia name and like getting new games to launch. Oh, this is launching here. It's like, oh, well, it's like old games we've already played elsewhere. Which like Ouya was the same thing. It was like, why would I get an Ouya when I've already got these games on a multitude of other devices? Let's see. Chromecast support still isn't out. Jesus, is that bad take? Guy gonna lose his job? Oh, it's from yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a great question. Oh man, what was his fucking name? Oh, the worst take. That guy. I do wonder what he's gonna do now. That was an older story from last year where somebody, I think it was like the game director for Google Stadia, maybe not game director, but director of some sort. Like he wasn't just like, you know, a scribe, but he had some just terrible takes on just gamers in general. And of course, yeah, everybody called him out. But yeah, I wonder if he's going to have a job after this. Well, after this, but I wonder if he's going to maintain a position at Google. First time we heard of Stadia in quite a while. Yeah, I mean, it's again, it didn't make a splash. Nobody at Google like pushed this. Google is like, they're a really good like business to business company, as we've seen everywhere, at literally everywhere on the internet. They're a great business to business company. They're not great at business to consumer. They're just not good at that. Like anything that faces the consumer, they not anything, but like most of the products that they go towards, like, you know, us, like people who are just consuming the product, they typically drop the ball on those things. And then when the ball doesn't, you know, move by itself, they're just like, what's wrong with this ball? Fuck it, let's try something else. And they just trash it. Man, so again, this is something that nobody didn't see coming, really. We called it how long ago? Oh, yeah, wow, Google Stadia, huh? Google? This NVIDIA's GeForce, though, great idea for a new product, but zero follow-through or support. I work heavily with Google products, and the amount of great beta products that never see the light is insane. Yeah, like I said, Google is a great business-to-business company. They can provide lots of fantastic white label products, and that's how that's what their stock is basically based off of. Their stock is not based off of the success of YouTube. It's not based off of the success of Google Voice, which doesn't really exist now. It's Google Meet. Their stock is based off the success of Google Ads. And their business product, that's what they're really good about. So that's what they're really about. So yeah, it's not a surprise, but it's a shame. It's a shame, It's another one we'll look back on, like One Live. Remember One Live? What was the one that came after that? Oh, what was it? That's right, Google Stadia. Yeah. NVIDIA, I would say NVIDIA, they just keep on just flying under the radar because NVIDIA Shadowplay, or whatever their streaming service, the GeForce experience, whatever the streaming services they offer, that's been around for so long that I feel like they're never going to reach critical mass. Yeah, it's called GeForce Now. Now it's called GeForce Now. But I will say now, but it's been like that for a few years. But it was around for years before that. Years before. I still have my little fucking portable NVIDIA Shield device, and it still works, and it's got a battery life for 10 days. It's insane. But they'll never reach critical mass. Which I think is actually beneficial to keep the service constantly serviceable. I guess you could say. So, oh man. Speaking of gamers getting worked up. So Resident Evil Village released a trailer. We're going to play it in a second. And the people of the internet reacted. Let's go to the trailer first. Well, actually, no. So the note here says, "Hi everyone, I'm Tomonoro Takano, art director on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to use this opportunity to publicly reflect on the outpouring of positivity we've received from fans on our latest announcement. As a representative of the development team, thank you to all the fans who continue to follow us. Most recently, Lady Dimetrescu and her daughters have received a fair amount of attention. Far more than we anticipated. It's great that they're able to take the spotlight as icons of Resident Evil Village. Lady Dimetrescu, especially, has received much fanfare, both domestically and overseas, which has made us all in the development team extremely happy. I hear her height is something of interest." This is that moment in Pandora's in Hellraiser where you could see the beams of light coming out of the Pandora's box, right? And this is him just it says, if you include her hat and high heels, she's 2.9 meters tall. These bewitching vampiric characters are relentless in their pursuit of Ethan, and I can't wait for you to meet them yourselves when you enter Castle Dimitrescu in May. Here is the lady herself.
Let's take a look at him. Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special you are.
So the internet, of course, got horny. Very. What did they see? They saw lots. They saw
vampire mommy milkers. Big vamp mommy milkers. Big, huge vampy milkers and huge big milkies.
They said
vampire mommy milkers. Big vamp.
That too. This is your horny level. It's unusually high for someone of your size. They said she's 9'6". Lord, let her sit on me. It's just it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This one's one of my favorites. Oh my god. So So it's just all over the place. People are just in love with Lady Dimetrescu. And let me tell you, man, I mean, she's sexy. Somebody said that y'all need more Romanian women or something like that. And I don't know if this is true. I know some of you guys are from the region. Maybe you could vouch for this, but apparently if you want to get your hands on some tall, voluptuous women, that's the place to go. That's what I heard. But man, oh man, dudes are hot for this stuff. Dude, my fave cam model was Romanian. Legs 9'6". That's now, just so you know, that's with the heels and the hat. So she's more like 8'7" or something. Somewhere around there. Getting weird. You have to kill her with rockets or eject her with something to turn her into some flesh monster. Yeah, that's gonna be unfortunate. This is gonna be one of the few games gonna be like running towards the monster. Well, I feel like this is going to be the least scary Resident Evil games, only because everyone's horny for the main villain. Yeah, so what, 14-inch heels? Well, the hat's pretty tall. I'm considering the hat's probably at least like a 7-inch lift, and then she's got like 8-inch heels, you know, like platforms probably. Probably not. But God, she does have some huge lady vampire milkers. My goodness. My goodness. Woo, Lord have mercy. Speaking of horny, though, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is it's got an official release date. Oh snap. And you guys know I'm pumped for this. I'm super pumped for this. I'm super pumped. I'm serious. Like I'm ready. I am ready for this. So yes. Swag way. I like that. So Legendary Edition is coming. You can pre-order right now. If you want to listen, guys, don't pre-order games. Don't pre-order games. Yes, I pre-ordered the Legendary Cache. If you want to know what's in the cache, we'll take a look at it right now. Sure, you ask. I'll go ahead and show you. Legendary Cache has, I'll read the list off here. It says it includes an exclusive art print that you can't get elsewhere, and a next level wearable helmet replica that will make you feel like you are Commander Shepard. It has lights that turn blue or red. It has a metal case for the game, even though there's no physical game. What? What's up?
So the Calamity mod changes.
Quick.
A whole lot of pets and some pets.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for telling me. As I say, you're welcome. Yes. So the steel case has everything. Oh, well, sorry. The collection has everything but the game itself. Now, normally, I feel like a couple years ago, I would have said, that's dumb. And I understand that I am a huge Mass Effect fan and they can't do any wrong, and maybe the remaster will suck and the modders did it better and all that stuff, but I will still enjoy it because I get to experience the game. I have an excuse to experience the game again. But I was kind of relieved that I didn't have the game solely because I didn't want to wait for it to be delivered. I know they probably could have sent a key or something and all that stuff, but that just seems that just seems like too much work to expect from EA and BioWare. So for me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy the game on Steam. I'm not going to, the game's not included. I'm not going to miss it. For $150, I hope that the helmet is at least a decent quality. I'm definitely going to show you guys when I get it for sure. I don't think it's going to fit because I have a really big head. So I won't be mad, but I'll definitely make Declan wear it. Absolutely make Declan wear it. And remember the Fallout helmets? God, I know it's probably going to be like plastic, like cheap plastic spray, some spray paint all over it. So Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 4K graphics, HDR support, all that good stuff. Ultra HD, sorry. They have a couple of videos here that show what they've done, and it's actually pretty impressive. There's lots of God rays, there's lots of light streaks and lens flares and everything. But the biggest thing I want to draw your attention to is the game itself, the fog, the mist, the ambient occlusion, all that stuff. It looks great. But the biggest thing is the UI. The UI definitely feels a lot better. This is the old UI of having everything in the corner right here. You're having it's kind of centered and just keeping the nice big arc here. Like that feels a lot better than what they used to have. But overall, this is pretty good. Let me just go up to video 2 here. And here's another one. It might be kind of hard to see because, we're kind of looking at this, picture in picture, and it's kind of clippy, but kind of alias. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Cheers, by the way, everybody. Boop. But, I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty. And, it's another reason, it's another excuse to play the game. It's another excuse to play the game. I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. I've played through the first 2 games several times on multiple platforms, on Legendary or whatever the maximum difficulty was, which, by the way, on like Xbox is like crazy hard because I'm not a controller user. So I'm looking forward to getting in and playing it again. The third one I played once. And you guys know why. I don't have to talk about it. So insanity. Yes, thank you so much. So yeah, it's coming. It's gonna be great. Improved customization. The Mass Effect 3 FemShep is going to be available from the beginning, because remember they kind of did a whole like shift in that, so that is going to be available from the first, like along with a bunch of other added customization, everything like that. Some of the pictures I saw where you're looking at like let me see if I can find one of the pictures here. There are a couple images. Yeah, it's kind of, it's not a good example here, but like the eyelashes always looked weird. Like the eyelashes for all the characters always looked like they were baked into the eyelids, because I think they were. And they've gone through and they've kind of resolved that a little bit, so it doesn't quite look so like baked in and strange. So things that's not going to be there. There's going to be no Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, which I am like a little bit bummed about, but also not there. There's a specific DLC that also will not be available. I don't remember the name of it, but I guess it was corrupted and they lost it. I don't know how this happens with like a small indie company, but it does. But probably the biggest loss, Pinnacle Station, thank you, probably the biggest loss is that Mass Effect Legendary will dial down the butt shots. Ugh. Oh. I don't know what to say. That's huge. That's huge. I don't know how do you do that? How do you do this is like Let me see. Here. God, Ted came. I know. Just the worst.
And I can't stand the pain, and I can't make it go away. No, I can't stand the pain. How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life, I just want to scream.
Why? Listen before you get your panties twisted. No. I understand. There are moments. Miranda has a fucked up past, okay? There are moments in the game where she's opening up to you about her fucked up past with Cerberus, and the videos like this. It's just like boop. She's like, Shepard, so they did terrible things to me. You know what? I understand. They said they're gonna dial it back. They didn't say it was gonna be gone. They didn't say they were gonna remove they're gonna like tone it down a little bit. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, as a straight man who's into women and butts, I think that the figure is amazing. Is it the key reason I like Miranda? No, not at all. Will I miss not seeing it in 4K? Sure. Will it make those situations where she's opening up to you about her troubled and tortured past less cringy? Yes. So maybe Maybe I understand. Why not just add an equal amount of Shepard's butt? Dude, why not? Why not? Are you kidding me? Shepard's probably the most fit person in the galaxy. Fit human in the galaxy. Why not? Why not put his shit on a pedestal? Why not? Why not Rex? We never see Krogan booty. Why? Never. It's time we start sexualizing these folks too. Come on. I mean, sorry, get all the love. Quarians get some love too, but you really don't know what's on. You really don't know what's underneath that, though. That's the galaxy's ass. You really, yeah. We don't get enough. We don't get enough sexy Krogan. We definitely don't get enough sexy Elcor. I don't understand what people's problem is with that. Like, it's not weird, you know? Like, I mean, there's fucking furries out there all the time on all fours. Like, why not? Where's my sexy Elcor at? These dudes could pull off Hamlet, no problem. They could pull off Showgirls. So yeah, no more. Real tears, by the way, real tears. Oh, speaking of thirsty, YouTube comments are gonna be great for this one. Oh, I know. It's gonna be a mixed bag. It's gonna be a mixed bag, I think. I feel like it makes sense again in certain situations that maybe we don't necessarily put the camera right on her ass. But if I get a couple of good 4K Ultra HD ass shots, I'll be okay. I'll be okay with that, you know, because it's a subject matter. It's a subject. We should talk about it. We should show it. Anyways, that's it for the news today, guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike B, aka Fony. That's chat. Sunday ditched us the whole day. What's up with that? Sunday. This compilation video will be available in the description, by the way. So thank you so much for watching. Chat, hang out. See you guys in a minute. Bye.
Happy to me. Everybody's screaming. I try to make a sound, but no one